Hey everybody, Mrs. Bianchi. We're looking at number 7. Gordon had 5 and 5/8 cups of milk. He used 3/4 cup of milk for each batch of biscuits he made. After making biscuits, he had 3/8 cup of milk left over. How many batches of biscuits did Gordon make? All right, so I have this version of it. So this red line represents the 5 and 5/8 cups of milk. I also have it represented here on a kind of a blow up version of that, even though it's not on the screen. And this right here represents how much the 3/8, remember, is how much he has to have left over. And the green line represents 3/4, which is equivalent to 6/8. That's how much for each batch of biscuits. So what we're trying to figure out, we have to have this amount left over, this amount right here. This is how much it is for one batch. So we're basically, one of the things that we have to consider is we have to figure out how many groups of these do we have, of this green line, where we still have this amount left over. We do need to find out the difference between 5 and 5/8 and 3/8, so we can figure out how much was used, right? Because there's how much left over and there's how much used. In other words, we need this amount, right? We need this amount right here. Because if this is left over, that means that this yellow line would be used. Now, how do I get that? I would have to subtract the blue from the red to get the yellow. So let's do that. The red line, the numeric value for that is 5 and 5/8. And this represents how much left over, which is 3/8. 5 minus 3 would be 2 over 8. And then 5 minus nothing is 5. So the amount that was used would be 5 and 2/8. Now if you want to simplify that, you can, because remember that's equal to 5 and 1/4 if you want to simplify that. Now as an improper fraction, how many fourths would that be equal to? We'd do 4 times 5, which is 20, and add in the 1, which is 21. So as an improper fraction, we're talking about 21/8 that are being used to make biscuits. Now we're making how many equal groups out of that? The equal groups are the 3/4, because remember the 3/4, that's this line right here, this green line would represent the 3/4. Now I have it up here also, 3/4 would be this green line. We want to know how many of these on the yellow, how many on the yellow of these would we get? How many green can we fit on the yellow line? So that means we're taking the 21/4 and we're breaking it up into equal groups of 3/4. When we're dividing, remember you think to yourself, keep, change, flip. Keep the 21/4, change this to multiplication, and flip this to its reciprocal, which would be 4 over 3. Take advantage of the fact that we have some nice reducing opportunities. 3 is a factor of both of these values. If we divide this by 3, we get 1. Divide this by 3, we get 7. Going this way, both of those are divisible by 4. Divide this by 4 and get 1. Divide this by 4 and get 1. Make sure you have all this on your piece of paper. The only thing left you have to do is do 7 times 1, put that number here. 1 times 1, put that number here, and take this number and divide it by this number, and you'll have your answer. All right, good luck finishing that up.